The will must be willing. One searches bondage in vain to find where it deals with the literally hundreds of biblical passages from Genesis chapter 24, verse 58, to 1 Samuel chapter 1, verse 11, to 2 Samuel chapter 6, verses 21 and 22, to Psalms 4, verse 8, Psalms 5, verses 2 and 3, Psalms 9, verses 1 and 2, Psalms 18, verse 1, Psalms 30, verse 1, to John chapter 7, verse 17, etc., which clearly indicate that man can indeed do God's will. The many passages where men express their willingness to obey and please God, and actually prove it in their performance, are conspicuous by their absence. Nor does Luther acknowledge, much less deal with, the fact that of the dozens of times the words bondage and bound occur in Scripture, not once are they used in reference to the human will. Luther's argument that the will is bound admits the existence of the will, but does not explain why or how, or to what or whom the will is in bondage. Nor does Luther, any better than Calvin, explain how the will is supposedly unbound, so that man may believe the gospel. He argues that because, even in Christians, human nature lusts against the Spirit, how could it endeavor after good in those who are not yet born again of the Spirit? This is no proof of bondage of the will. Even the drunkard at times determines with his will to be sober. The will is not in bondage. Man's bodily desires at times overcomes his will, but even many non-Christians have willed to be free of alcohol, or to addiction, or to tobacco, and have been successful. Others tried with their will and failed, but not because the will was bound by sin, they were. The Westminster Confession says that the elect come to Christ most freely, being made willing by his, that is, God's grace. No one, however, is made willing against his will, but must have been willing to be made willing. God continually appeals to man's will, whosoever will, etc. There is no explaining away the fact that man has a will, as Augustine and even Calvin admitted, and everyone experiences countless times each day. No one can persuade man to believe or do anything without his will being involved, unless he has been drugged or hypnotized. At this point, we uncover the Achilles heel in Luther's argument, and we will see the same problem with Calvin when we come to unconditional election. Once it is acknowledged that man has a will, there is no escape from it. Whatever change takes place in a man must involve his will, and for that to happen, the will must be willing. If the will was in bondage and has been delivered, the will must have been willing to be delivered. We deal with this further in the next chapter.